Texture is how something feels or how it looks like it feels. When you pet a cat and feel its fur, it might feel soft, silky, smooth, or furry. That's its actual texture. When an artist creates a drawing or a painting, they have to create the illusion of texture. They have to create a texture that you see, and we call that implied texture. In your drawing, you can use either a pencil or a Sharpie to go in and add the textures in before you color. I'm taking a thin Sharpie and creating a feathery, soft texture by using some wavy lines, some zigzag lines, and I do have some smooth lines for the lines of the actual edges of the feather. The student repeated these curved lines over and over to illustrate the texture of scales on this fish. You can also add in texture as you're coloring. I'm beginning by adding the texture of the hair on the lamb's face, and then I'll move along to color in some areas. Let's take a close-up look at the face. See some of the short lines I used for the hair. Now I'm going to use some little circular lines for the curly wool. I'm holding my colored pencil kind of on that side, and I'm going in circles. Make the background an important part of the picture too. You can add texture in your background as well. Let's look at how I add in some of the texture on this giraffe. I'm going to color the hair on its ossicones. Ossicones are those two little kind of cone-shaped horns on top of its head that have hair on them. And I'm using some medium strokes with my crayon to make it look fluffy. I like to color in an area with my light colors and then gradually move on to the darkest colors. Once again, consider your background. I'm choosing chalk for this background, and I hold the chalk on its side and I press very lightly. Kind of go back and forth, and I make sure not to get any too close or on my animal. See how light that is? Blending in your chalk is really important. I wrap a paper towel around my finger, and then I blend my chalk in, making sure not to get it on my animal or on important things in my background. If the color isn't bright enough, you can always do another layer of chalk. I feel like it's better to build up a couple of layers than to go too dark and then have chalk dust all over your animal that you worked so hard on. Another good option for backgrounds is liquid watercolor. I actually used liquid watercolor over a chalk background here. What kind of texture does your animal have? A woolly, soft texture? A velvety, fluffy texture? Or a leathery texture like this elephant? I can't wait to see all the interesting textures you're going to make on your animals.